What's up, guys? I'm LQ. This is the LQ Review. Thank you so much for joining me right here at my YouTube channel. This is where I talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that I love to talk about. Movies, video games, comic books, TV shows. And before I get started, I would like you to take a minute, subscribe to my channel, and help me get to some of my goals here as far as my YouTube channel is concerned. I'm really trying to get enough hours that I can monetize. I'm not quite there yet. I've got the subscribers, I don't have the hours, so help me get to those hours, and I really appreciate that. Also, if you have any questions or any topics you think I should cover, feel free to email me at thelqreview@yahoo.com. I will be checking those emails and making sure that I respond and making sure that I cover any topics that I'm not covering that you think I should be. So right now, let's talk about the short Netflix film called Erax. Erax, E-R-A-X. Now, I really think that Netflix should be doing more short films like this because I found a lot of them to be very entertaining. And, in our busy lives that we have as Americans, yes, we love sitting down and binging shows. 8 45-minute episodes, that can be a lot of fun. It can be a lot of fun to sit down and watch a movie. But sometimes when we don't have a lot of time on our hands, it's still nice to take in a short taste of entertainment. And something like Erax definitely did that and did that well. Erax is a 15-minute long short film, and it's about these two girls. I believe that one of them is the little girl's aunt. So you got a young aunt. I think that's what it was, right? Yeah. Yeah. So you got a young aunt and her niece. The niece is staying over at her aunt's house, and something happened with the niece's mom. I don't know whether she passed away or whether she ran off or whatever the case may be, but there's definitely a relationship that is hinging. It's almost a motherly relationship between this aunt and this niece. And the aunt comes across a book, an ancient mythical book, and she accidentally releases these creatures into the world. So let me say this. Oh, and if they don't recapture the creatures before the hourglass in the book runs out, then they get trapped in the book forever. All right, so let me say this. Very much felt like the Goosebumps movie meets Ghoulies. And I mean that in the best way possible. This short film was a lot of fun. Now, I think a lot of people, especially some younger people, might watch it and feel a little disconnected from it because it does use very old school puppetry when depicting the monsters. All right, the monsters in this are puppets, and it felt very much like those 1980s Ghoulies and Critters and Gremlins type movies. Obviously, that's something that's right up my wheelhouse. That's something that I grew up with, and I really enjoy revisiting that kind of movie now. Kids today might have a little disconnect with that because it does, I think everybody loves practical effects. Everybody in the fandom community is always talking about how great practical effects are. Well, and the reality is that practical effects augmented with CGI is like the best case scenario, right? And when it's just practical effects or if it's just CGI, the weaknesses stand out in a glaring manner. Whereas when you use CGI with practical effects and use them together, they complement each other very well. There's no CGI in this. It is just puppetry, but it felt very nostalgic to me. It was definitely a throwback to what I grew up with, and I thought it was a lot of fun. The story was very fast paced. It didn't take long for the aunt and her niece to start solving the problem and start figuring out how they're gonna claim victory at the end of the day. And but that didn't take away from the fact that it just was a fun, short little adventure and a little sneak peek into the lives of these two people. And it definitely, the underlying message was togetherness, unity, finding common ground amongst two people who were a little off of that ground, who were a little on uneven ground together. So it's a very sweet movie. I feel like I just feel like it should be watched. I really think it was very well done. So I definitely recommend Erax. Check it out, and also check out that subscribe button below. Make sure that you follow me And as always, thank you so much for joining me right here at the LQ Review. Till next time, we'll see you later.